Hi, girls. Who's here? Guess what time it is? It's time for our Sunday night shenanigans, live at 5. Tell me when you're on. Tell me where you're viewing from. Let me know when you're here. Pop on and say hi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm LaFay with Vintage Retail Therapy, and I'm in San Diego, California, Fallbrook. And it's a fabulous day here. The rain finally let up, you guys. We had so much rain here in California. Hey, Monica. Hey, Mary. How are you, girls? So good to see you. I'm so excited. Carol's here. Yay. The girls are here. I'm so excited to finish this project. Hi, Patricia. How's everybody's Sunday doing? You guys have sun over there? The rain finally stopped here in California. Now, it might start up again. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. Hey, Vanessa. So they're saying maybe next week rain again, but for now, hi, Kimberly. Good to see you guys. Hey. I'm so excited all the girls are here. Hey, Amanda. Well, we're going to finish this cabinet, and I'm being a little sneaky because I'm not letting you see it. Eventually you will, but so we're going to do some fun stuff. Let me see if I can, because we don't really have a lot to cover, but I mean, who knows where we're going to go, right? Hey, Mary. Oh my goodness, all my girls are here. It's so good to see you guys. Hey, Deborah. Awesome. Okay, let's get started. So, last week we started this jewelry cabinet. We applied just a quarter of a leftover midnight garden transfer that I had from a leftover project. So one of the things I love about the transfers is that nothing goes to waste, because if you don't use it on that particular project, you use it somewhere else. I promise you. Hey, Bobby from Oregon. You guys still have snow over there? I tell you what, this has been a year. Am I wrong? I mean, it has just been rain and snow, and we're just like getting bombarded. It's crazy. Okay, let's get started. So I'm just going to show you the front, and I did some things that I'm not sure how it's going to work out, you guys. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. Hi, Patty. I'm so glad you guys are here. So we added the midnight garden transfer. I painted this. It's snowing tonight. Yeah, you see, girl, it has been. We got snow up in the mountains in Julian. We had snow in Hemet, and I want to say, I know there was snow in Vegas. I want to say we had snow here. I'm trying to think if I heard that we had hail for sure. Could you imagine that? A couple of days ago at the store, it was hailing. It was the craziest thing ever. Okay, anyway. Enough about the weather. So we started painting this last week. We started the jewelry cabinet. Hey, Marty. I used Dixie Belle Caviar, 2 coats. I added a quarter of the midnight garden transfer, and I've got her on a little table here so you can see. And look how gorgeous this is. So what I did that I thought might be interesting, and you guys, I've not done this before. So you know what I say, it's either going to be fabulous or it's going to be an epic fail. So we're going to figure it out. We'll find out if we like it or not. Check this out. I applied foil adhesive on top of my transfer. So let's see what it looks like. And I only put it in a few places. It's kind of one of those things that if it doesn't work out, I don't know that I can back out of it. So we're going to make it work, okay? We're praying that this is going to work. And I really think it's going to be just enough pop. I might go back in and add a little bit more, but not until I see if I like it first. So the way I've positioned it inside the transfer is that it's just going to have little sneaks of it. So, and I had to put little blue tape here because this is where I put some of the foil adhesive. And when it dries clear. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find it. So I just gave myself kind of little marks just to kind of help me to remember. You guys, this was totally on a whim, but I thought, what if we could put foil adhesive on top of a transfer? Would it work? I don't know. We're going to find out. I think it will, though. I think it will. So we applied the transfer. I haven't sealed it yet because I'm not quite done with it. Let's just talk really quick about foils. So foils, when we talk about foils, we're not talking about gold leafing. If you guys have ever used gold leafing, it's expensive, it's crazy messy, and I find myself like trying to scoop up all the flakes because by the time I brush it all off, half of them are gone. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, well, there was $5. So I just think this is a better alternative. There's literally almost, not completely, but there's almost no waste with foils. It comes, hey, Rhonda, how are you, sweetheart? It comes with, oh my gosh, so many different colors, so many varieties. Let me just show you a few of my favorites. So this is the leopard foil. I really like it a lot. And this is the silver leopard. They do have a gold leopard, which I almost used on this, but look at how yummy that is. So they come, we sell them in rolls, a 20 foot roll, let me think, 20 or 25, 25 foot roll, or I also sell them now, it's not listed on the website like this, but I also sell them by the foot. So it's $2.50 per foot. So if you want to just try it out, just try a little bit of it, you're not necessarily buying the whole roll. Okay, Patricia says I'm frozen. Am I still frozen? Can you guys see me? Hey, Lolly, good to see you. Yes, I am using foils from APS. I am a distributor for APS product, and I joined another page where I am the like the brand ambassador or expert for APS. So I've been kind of playing around and just pushing the edge of the envelope, because why not, right? So real quick, foils come in all different colors. This is another great color. Look at this color. This is one of my favorites. I've yet to use this on a project, but I think it's coming. I really love it. This is the Lagoon Blue. So they come in a lot of different colors. They're super cost effective. Foils don't like to be cold. So if you think you're going to apply your foil adhesive and then try and hit it with a fan to try and speed up the drying process, ain't going to work. They don't like to be cold, and they don't like to be frozen. A lot of the times we would prefer to wait until like the dead of the winter is over to ship foil adhesive. You know, honestly, I think if it freezes once, it's going to be okay, but the continual freezing, foil adhesive does not like to be cold. So just kind of remember that in the back of your mind. But your foil adhesive actually looks kind of a lot like Mod Podge, okay? It's a clear, it's not clear, it's a white milky consistency, and it literally is, it's adhesive. So just like when you're using gold leaf, you have to put, hey Sandra, you have to put an adhesive, and so you do with the foils. You have to use an adhesive as well. Hello, thanks for joining us. So all that to be said, they come in a ton of different colors. They're less messy, and you're gonna see as we do this process, they're less messy than gold leaf. They're more cost effective. I think they're easy to use. So what I've done was I've added my foil adhesive to the legs of this. So it typically takes about, I want to say 1 to 2 hours for it to set up. And how you'll know it's ready is because it has like a tackiness to it. So tip number 2 with foils. Foils will only transfer to where your foil adhesive is, which totally makes sense, right? So, hey Jen, how are you? Oh my gosh, wait until you see what we do. So we're talking about foils. Foils don't like cold. Don't try and speed up your foils with a fan. Am I right? Am I doing good? So, all that to say, when it has a firm tack to it is when it's ready. It typically will take an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and a lot of it depends on the time of year and where you are. Hey Carol, thanks for joining us. Carol says she's been searching the thrift stores for a jewelry chest to try. Oh my gosh, you know what? Years ago, like you couldn't give these things away fast enough because they were all horribly ugly. So to me, these are great little projects, and they're fun to try different things on. Vanessa says she learned the hard way. She didn't wait long enough. That happens. And I'm even wondering, because I put my adhesive on really thick, and I only put it on about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago. So I'm hoping that we get a good transfer. Again, I put it on really thick. However, I think it's ready on the legs. So I applied my adhesive. It kind of has a Mod Podge look. I'll let you look inside there. Your foil will only adhere to where there is adhesive. Makes total sense. I apply it with a brush. I don't make a big deal about it. I just applied it on there, and I waited until it had a firm tack. Hey, Ramona. Thanks for joining us. So you can see this has kind of got a firm tack. I don't know if you can tell or not. So today I think I've decided, like I said, I almost did the foil, you guys, but I didn't want it to fight with this because I thought it might be too much going on. And I know, I say more is more, but wait till you see what we're gonna do on the sides. It's gonna be really fun. So tonight I chose the gold. It's actually the bright gold foil. And I'm just gonna cut a little strip of it. And stop me if you have questions. And if I don't see a question, I will pop back in after the live and definitely answer questions. What's nice about these rolls is that they'll last forever. So, okay, here's another tip, or maybe it's tip number 2. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3. Your foil adhesive will stay sticky until you put your foil on it. So, for example, if I decided that, you know what, I'm not just gonna do this now because as artists, who flutters around and goes from project to project? So I put my foil adhesive on. If I decided I wanted to do it later, this will stay tacky until I put my foil adhesive on. So I can come back to this a week later, a month later, and it's still gonna be tacky and ready to accept this. However, everything else will stick to it too. So if there is a fan blowing with dirt, guess what? Guess where it's sticking? To your foil adhesive. So it's okay to leave it for a bit, but just be mindful of the conditions that you're leaving it in. If it's really a dirty condition or if there's, I don't know, who knows? Who knows? But either way, I just wanted you guys to remember that. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Liz. Okay, so here we go, you guys. I'm going to turn you down. If I miss any questions, pop them in the comments. So if you wait long enough and if you do all the right things, it should not really take a lot to transfer this foil. So I usually kind of start just by kind of rubbing it on with my hand. And honestly, that's pretty much all you need. It's just a little soft cloth and you just start rubbing. So if you've ever used foils, pop them in the comments. Let me know what you've used it on. Tell me what your favorite color is. There's so many new foils as well. I'll have to show you some of the samples for the new ones. They are amazeballs. Okay. Hey, Wendy. Ramona's saying pet hair. Yes, girlfriend, it will stick to pet hair. Trust me. Although in my house, pet hair is, I hate to say not to be gross, we have a joke, pet hair is a condiment. We're down to 2 dogs and we have 2 cats, but we almost got another. I'm sorry, I'm rabbit trailing. Okay, so I use a soft cloth first and see what kind of transfer I get. If I'm not really happy with it, I might go back in with a scrubby brush. I usually have a little nail brush. However, I'm in the shop and I didn't bring a nail brush. So I've got this little brush from the sink. You could always kind of use your scrubby brush. But chances are you're gonna get definitely some adhesion with just rubbing it with a soft rag. And then you just pull off. Isn't that awesome, you guys? Amazing. Okay, so we're just gonna keep moving. So, and I can feel this. There's a few areas that are a little bit tacky. I could go back in and just rub on them again. Can you guys see that? Isn't that awesome? Okay, so here's the deal. Look at this. You can see where the foil adhesive has come off. There's no flakes. There's no trying to catch all the little things. I'm telling you, once you use these foils, you will never use gold leafing again. I promise you. I promise you. This stuff is thebomb.com. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of keep going around, and then we have the other leg, and I put some on the sides. Liz says it's amazeballs. It is amazeballs, and it's so easy, you guys. Okay, we're gonna do the other leg, and let me just get the back of this. And again, there's no waste with this. I shouldn't say there's very little waste, and there's certainly a lot less waste than if you were using traditional gold foil. Like, I will never use gold foil again, honestly. Okay. Wendy says it's so much easier. I tell you what, it certainly is. All right, so now let's do this other leg. And I still have a little bit on here. You can tell. Okay, so here's another tip. Tip number 3. You want to put your foils. Now, your natural tendency is going to be you're going to want to do it this way. That's the wrong way. So I always tell people, put the pretty color towards you, towards your beautiful faces. So the color is going towards you. Any questions so far? Monica's asking, do we need to seal the foil? Will it tarnish? We're going to get to that, and you absolutely do need to seal the foil. However, there's a couple of little variations, so you can kind of play around with the look that you get by if you decide, for example, if I decided that this was going to, and we'll recap all this, but if I decided that this was a little too bright for me, and I wanted to knock the tone down, the shine down, I could use a matte sealer on there and it would knock the shine down. However, if you like to keep it really shiny, then I would use a semi-gloss on there. It absolutely needs to be sealed. Okay, so let me just get the back of this leg. Okay, so how many of you guessed that we were gonna do foils? Anybody? Ramona says she saw a disaster this week where it tarnished after being sealed. That's really weird. Were you using gold leaf, Ramona? I'm not sure. What were you using? Can you guys see that? I have just a little bit. Again, so I'm still using this same piece that I cut initially. Now, I could probably go back in and use another piece, a fresh piece, and I might, but I'm just going to use up everything that's on this first. There you go, Kokomo. Look how awesome that is, you guys. I might go back in after the live and just kind of get the back side of this, but I think we're going to keep moving. So, what's happening next? Hey, Geraldine. From Muncie, Indiana. Kimberly, you definitely need to try this. Ramona says it wasn't her. They think they used the wrong sealer. That's, you know what? I don't really know, and it's hard to say because I don't know the circumstances or the products. So I'm going to actually apply a little bit to this corner here, and you can see here. Can you see that? And I'm hoping that it's got enough, it's sat enough. We'll see. Hopefully. Okay, guys, we'll see. But I'm going to apply it on this side just so that you can see how I'm applying it. So, again, another bright idea I had was to marry it with the stamp, the distress stamp. So, we're going to do that. So here I've got my distress stamp. Right here, and this is the one, and I've actually used this on a few different projects. I've not used it with the foil adhesive. So you guys, like I said, it's either going to be brilliant or it'll be an epic fail. I'm okay with it either way, because what's the worst that can happen? I don't like it, and I just sand it down and I paint over it. So I think a lot of the times we're afraid to make mistakes because we just get scared. So just remember, fear is a liar. So again, I'm just applying. She's saying, can I send a link to your website? Absolutely. The website is up at the top, but I'll go back in and put it. So at the title, the website is there. It's www.vintageretailtherapy.com. So if you have a problem finding anything, just shoot me a PM. I'm always around to help, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Or if you're on a cell phone, I do know that there's 3 bars at the top right hand side. If you click those 3 bars, a drop down menu comes, and then everything is categorized for you. But let's put this down so you guys can see. Thank you, Debbie from Western Australia. Oh my gosh, that's on my bucket list. Speaking of traveling and bucket list, you guys, I'm going to Italy on the 20th. I am so stinking excited, and I'm so looking forward to being inspired because everything, oh my gosh, I lived in Europe for 2 years, but it's been, let's see, since my daughter was born. So she's gonna, oh my gosh, I hate to say this, but she's gonna be 30 this year. But it's been that long since I've been in Europe. So I'm super excited. I'm looking to be inspired. Everything there is old and patinaed and rusty and crusty, and girlfriend, that is right up my alley. So I am applying a liberal amount. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see that because it might be a little tough because it's kind of clear. So I'm applying a liberal amount with a brush of my foil adhesive right on my decor stamp. And I actually want it a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is, let me get the right side. I'm actually going to put a little bit here and just add a little bit more, just so that I can have it thicker. I really put it on there thick, you guys. And I'm hoping that as we do the release on the other side, that I had enough time for it to dry, but we'll see. Deborah's asking, yes, live at 5 from Italy. Woohoo! Yeah, you know it. Okay, so let's see. Can you guys see that okay? So if you've never used stamps before, I typically will tell you that although this is a different application for stamps, so the same rules don't necessarily apply. You don't really need a Mylar sheet. You could, I suppose, but with the glue, it kind of just sticks onto it, and you'll see. And Deborah, I absolutely will post a lot of pictures from Italy. Absolutely. I'll be there for 2 weeks. So there's going to be 4 ladies traveling together. And can you see how it just kind of stays on there? So I'm giving it a good press down because I want to make sure that I get that adhesive onto this surface. And it's a distress stamp. Again, I'm not looking for perfection. I love the fact that the stamps have natural distressing in them. So it honestly kind of takes the pressure off it having to be perfect. Hey, Kathleen. So good to see you here. Okay, guys, I'm just going to pull this off. Can you see how it's kind of a white? Like I said, it kind of looks like a Mod Podge, but it's not. It's adhesive. So I'm going to add a little more, and then we're going to move all the way up, and then we're going to hope that I let it dry long enough because I want to show you what it's going to look like on the sides. Any questions on foils? So just to recap, they don't like to be cold. Your foil adhesive will stay sticky until you put foil on there to transfer. It will only transfer to where there is adhesive. And don't rush the process. Let it kind of dry on its own. Temperatures will vary. It typically takes about an hour to 2 hours. However, if I put a thin coat on, I've actually... I hate to say this, but who's impatient? Who wants to wait for things to dry? I'm always pushing the edge of the envelope, but I want to say I've gotten a release, again, not as thick as this, but when I've done it lightly, probably like 45 minutes, but then it's usually warm, typically warm here in Southern California. Deborah says I may need to do a tutorial. Trust me, this is so easy. Like after you see this, you'll totally get it. Okay, so we have a question. Will the glue look like the black part of the stamp front when it dries? No, because I'm actually putting a gold foil on it. So the glue is going to get covered. So only where the adhesive is will the foil transfer. Does that make sense? Hey, Yvette, you made it. Good to see you, girl. It's okay. You're right on time. All right, so let's do this portion up here. Hopefully my camera won't start sliding. Yes, absolutely. All the information and the supplies, my camera's sliding. We're going on a ride here. This did happen the other day. My camera was like possessed. It just kept sliding and sliding. Okay, so I wanted to put a little bit more on the edges. I really want it to be thick. I want it to be like wow. Like boom shakalaka wow. Okay, you guys with me so far? Let me move this here so you can see. Hey, Penny. You guys, I'm so excited to be leaving town and to get on a little getaway and be inspired. July, I'm heading to, if for those of you who are close to Crossville, Tennessee, I am heading to Jazzing Up the Junk. You can follow that page. It's the 3 days before 127, which is the longest flea market, you guys. I'm kind of excited to see that. Apparently this has been happening for years, starting in Crossville, Tennessee, and I am one of 9 instructors that are going to be teaching 3 days prior to this big event happening. And I'm so excited. So I'm going to be joining my pal Jane Belk from Funkature Gift is going to be there. Her and I are co-teaching, and you wait until you see the project that we're teaching. In fact, I might even just show you guys just to kind of wet your whistle. Do you want to see the project we're going to be doing? Hey, Luann. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you want to see the project. I totally know I'm rabbit trailing, you guys, but it's really cool. Okay. All right. I got some thumbs up. Let me go grab it. Super quick. So there's a ton of great artists. I'm so excited to meet these guys, and some of them I've been following for a while. Some of them are new to me. Hey, Zanette, how are you? It's so good to see you. Jane is awesome. Jane and I were actually, we met in Huntington Beach at Jennifer's studio. We were together for 3 fun-filled days, just having all kinds of fun. So it's going to be, I'm actually going to fly in, and her and I are going to be driving to Tennessee together. So it's going to be like a Thelma and Louise road trip. It's going to be awesome. So this is what we're teaching. She's working on a project. So she's going to do one project and I'm going to do the other project, but we're going to do them together. So this is what we started with. And then this is what we're making in class. So on this particular project, we have, I don't know if you can see, the mermaid tail stamp is right here. And then we have the lotus stamp right here. Texture cream. There's a lot of goodness on this board, lady. We have IOD mermaid molds. We have Dixie Belle patina paint. We have Dixie Belle sea spray. Can you see that crustiness in the corner? Isn't that awesome? So this is kind of like a little jewelry board. And here we have the knob toppers with the crackle stamp. So this is the project. So if you're in the Crossville, Tennessee area, head over to the page Jazzing Up the Junk, Junque, and you'll see some of the projects that are all going to start being posted. So, hey Maria, how are you, sweetheart? Girl, I miss you. I saw that you were in New York. It must have been chilly. Okay, it is going to be so much fun. All right, so hopefully this is what we just did. We just applied our foil adhesive right there using our distress stamp. And now let's just see. This has already been drying for about, I put it on really thick, you guys. I want to say maybe a little over an hour. So I'm crossing my fingers that it's going to have a great release. So we're using the gold, bright gold foil. And we're just going to cut out a little piece. And we're going to go to town. We did it on the legs here. Ooh, that's bright. That is bright. So I'm so excited with how this project is coming out. Okay, you ready? Let's do it. Does it clean off okay? It's glue. So, I mean, you've got to, I probably personally, in fact, I should probably wipe my stamp off. I'm really mindful of the fact that it's glue, and it's glue. So I try to take the adhesive off my brush and my stamp as fast as I can. Antoinette's asking how far does a roll of foil go? A little goes a long way. So on the 2 legs, I use this one strip, and you can tell I still have some places where I have a little bit. So that was just on the 2 legs. So it's not like gold leafing where you lose a lot of product. So, I mean, literally these 25-foot rolls will last you a long time. However, we do sell them by the foot. So if you wanted just to try a little bit, you certainly can. And the foil adhesive, again, a little goes a long way. So they really are cost effective. And again, Vanessa, back to you. I would clean it as soon as possible. In fact, I'm going to take a minute. Sorry to keep you guys like on the edge there, but I am going to take a minute just to kind of wipe it off really quick. So, all right, just really quick, because I know it's going to be a while before I can get to this. So ideal conditions would be to put in a bowl of soapy water, which I'll never get this clean if I don't. So I'm just going to really quick do that, you guys. Hang tight. In the meantime, look at the front of this, how gorgeous that is. Isn't that amazing? And you know what, Vanessa, the baby wipes, because it's a distress stamp, so it's really in there. It's only going to get the surface clean, and I really want to be mindful to take good care of my stamps. So where these little blue pieces of tape are, we're pushing the edge of the envelope because I've put foil adhesive right on top of my transfer. So let's see how that does. Let me just throw this in some water, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, sit tight. Okay, sorry. I just don't want to ruin my stamps because they'll last forever. Okay. Cecily says, I'll have so much fun at the big yard sale. Oh, you went to it? Oh my gosh. I can't wait to go. I've heard about it. Apparently this has been going on for years and years and years. Okay, so there's the adhesive we just applied. Okay, you can see I've done it kind of thick. I did it intentionally. I'm hoping that I've waited long enough on this side that I'm going to get a good release, but you can see how it dries clear, and you can definitely tell that it's sticky, and you can definitely tell where I applied it. So we're just taking our foil. We're going to start here at the bottom. The pretty side goes towards you. And we're going to start with a soft rag. And if I don't feel like it's getting enough, I'm going to go in with like my little scrubby brush. You guys, I'm so curious to see how this is going to do. So tell me if you've used foils. What's your favorite color? I'm going to show you guys samples of the new foils. They're pretty amazing. I just got one for now, but the other ones I'm definitely ordering. Okay, you ready? Woo! Awesome, you guys. Look at that. How cool is that? What do you think? Marcia's asking, what's the name of the floral transfer? It is Midnight Garden. And it's just a quarter of it. It's a leftover piece that I had. Isn't that awesome, you guys? So I did it thick on purpose. I really wanted it to show. Okay, so let me show you what the foil looks like. Can you see that? I probably will grab another piece just because now I could go back in. There's all this whole little section that I could use for maybe little pieces that didn't transfer, maybe for the sides. But just so that we can move right along, I'm just going to go ahead and cut another piece. So we have a few places that I've put this. You guys, I'm so excited. We're about 300 people from 5,000 followers, and I am just so blessed. Thank you so much for you guys who share our page, who invite your friends, who share our videos. You guys are awesome, and I'm so grateful. All right, so here we go. I got a pretty good release, so I'm happy to report I waited long enough. So I put it on pretty thick, and like I said, this was about an hour and a half of it just sitting. But I gotta say, I've never quite put it on so thick, so I wasn't really sure what kind of transfer I'm gonna get. Marcia says the texture stamp made the foil really awesome, right? I think so too. I love marrying two unexpected things. That's just the rebel in me. Like, we used to have a saying back in the day in the salon, if all else fails, read the directions. Anybody else like that? Okay. Thank you, Antoinette, for your share. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Actually, if you share it to your page, then you can watch it again. Woohoo! Something about ripping it off that's kind of fun, too. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like ripping a Band-Aid off. All right, let's just do that top little piece. Okay, any questions? Am I missing anything? Let's see. Hey, Jules. Your first time here. Thanks for being here. We're here every Sunday night, you guys. Sunday night shenanigans, every Sunday at 5. I'm loving it. Love it. Yes! Sinette says waxing. Absolutely, girl. All right, let's move along to the other side. And then we're going to see... Hey, Mary. Then we're going to see how it did on the front, on top of the transfer. So let's just do this one here. So I try to get projects done in 2 weeks, but thank you, Mary. Okay, you're gonna start at the bottom. Start with a soft rag, pull it back and see how your transfer is. If you want it a little stronger, if there's still some glue, you can go ahead and use a scrubby brush. A lot of times I use a nail brush. I didn't bring it with me today. So I'm actually using this little brush that we had at the bottom, at the back, in the kitchen sink. But honestly, it's transferring pretty good with just the soft rag. I never thought about it, Deborah, but you're right. It is like waxing. It almost kind of sounds like it, right? Without the pain. So I'm just going to keep cutting a few pieces. Now, if it were just me here, I would probably use up every little inch of that. And I might go back in, or I might save it and use it again on something else. But just so that we can move kind of fast, I'm just cutting a new strip. And then I'm just really curious to see what it's going to do on top of the transfer. So I wanted to do something on the sides, but I didn't really want to take away from the front because the front is so beautiful. But you know me, more is more. I definitely wanted to glam this girl up. And what better way to glam it up than gold foil? Any questions? Mary says I'm giving her ideas. Good. I'm a bad good influence or a good bad influence? I'm not sure. Definitely like to push the edge of the envelope, that's for sure. All right. Really love this, you guys. I wasn't sure if I wanted to mess with it, but I couldn't just leave it the way that it was. Now, depending on what the front looks like when I transfer onto the transfer, I might go back in and add more. I might take my chippy stamp or the distress stamp. I still have a lot in through here, but I'm gonna take it a little at a time just to see how I'm liking it. I don't wanna rush it, but for now, Mary, I put the foil adhesive over my IOD transfer. I've never done that before. So we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be great. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, we have a question. Will the gold foil work on the molds after they're dry? Absolutely. So for your foil adhesive, it's glue. That's pretty much all it is. It's just glue. You can definitely apply it on top of your molds. Now I would make sure that your molds are dry. Sorry, my camera's going wonky again. Okay, you guys, loving it. Loving it, loving it. So that's our side. That's our legs. Our sexy gold legs. Look at that. Awesome sauce. And here's our front. So here is where we really see how it's gonna do. So I applied with a little teeny tiny brush some foil adhesive right on top of my transfer. And like I said, I've not tried that before. So it's either gonna be fabulous or an epic fail. So let's see. So, and I actually had to mark, so where these little where the blue tape is, I've actually marked where I put the adhesive, and I just put it in a few inconspicuous places because if I hate it, girlfriend, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm kind of stuck with it as it is unless I go back in and sand it off, and I think it won't be good. So here we go, girls. My praying girls, start praying because it's got to be amazing, right? All right, so let me see if I can get you guys in close enough. So I put a little bit here. Let me get a fresh piece just so that, oh, actually, you know what? So I've got a lot left over on this piece. I'm just gonna cut this piece where there's actually plenty there. You can see there's plenty here. I didn't use any of this, and I'm using just such small pieces that, again, nothing is going to waste. Okay, where was that? Right here. Let's see. I'm hoping it doesn't pull my transfer up. So I just put it just on the edges, on the tips of the leaves, and I've kind of put it in the middle here. So I'm hoping if I don't like it, I can camouflage it. If I do like it, I'm probably gonna add just a wee bit more and just kind of traipse it up through there. But again, I drum roll, definitely drum roll. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, you ready? Ah! Oh my gosh, it's fabulous. Look at you guys. Look how cute. Definitely right there on the leaf. So now I know I like it. Let's do this little piece over here. Let me move this out the way. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? Love it. Okay, so I put a little bit more up here. You guys, this opens up a whole nother, this is like another level of goodness right there. Okay. Okay, so now that I know I like it, I don't want to get crazy with it. How fun is that? Do you see that? Now here it's not quite as noticeable, and it could be one or two things. Either I didn't press hard enough or I didn't add enough adhesive. But let's try it and go back in and rub a little harder and see if we can't get that to release. Yes, it did. Can you see those little, isn't that awesome? Woohoo! Yay for the home team. I'm loving it. Loving it. So I will probably go back in and randomly add a few little pieces. Maybe now that I know that I like it. And you guys, I used, seriously, a little teeny tiny brush. This little brush right here. I don't know if you can see it. This brush right here. Where is my camera? Okay. Cecile says it would look awesome on butterfly wings and bees. Yes, absolutely would. Okay, so I have a little bit more up here. Where's my tape? Right up here. Let me see if you guys can see that. And I actually put it inside the green, at the base of this green flower up here. So it might be hard to see. Let me, let's see. You didn't see the brush. I know you didn't, huh? It's this little tiny, teeny, tiny brush. I dipped that in my foil adhesive and I applied it right here over the transfer in the leaves. I just went inside the shape of the leaf and I applied my foil adhesive there. That's what this is, Mary. So this is the portion of the transfer that is not colored. So I had two options here. I could have either left it as is, which you can see is absolutely gorgeous. Or, again, I like to push the edge of the envelope. So I thought, what if we put foil adhesive on here instead of coloring it in? And I'm loving how it's looking. So I have one more spot. Let's see, I think I put it up in here somewhere. I put it at the base of the flowers. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I don't know if you can see that one. Let me move my camera up. Can you see that right in there in the inside the green? Might be kind of hard to see, but it's right here. The foils are great, Mary, and there are a ton of colors to play with. All right, so I'm really liking that, you guys. So I'm probably going to be adding more, not a lot. Again, I just love this, how it is. I love the simplicity of the colors. The flowers not being colored up here. However, again, I'm just trying to play around with different ideas. And I just had this crazy thought, like, what if you could marry the transfers and the foils? And look at how great that looks. So I'll probably will go back in and do a little bit up and through here. I'll post pictures and I'll show you guys. I don't think we'll probably do another full live on this project because I want to get going on another project. Let's see. We have a question. Stencil, glue, foil on mirror. Yes, foils are awesome. I have tried it with stencils, and I actually did a piece of furniture. I want to say about, let's see, we've been here 7 months. I want to say just before we opened, I did a piece of furniture. If you go back into some of my previous videos, I actually did one with a stencil and it was beautiful. It was actually like a tone on tone, and I used like a duck egg blue, and then I want to say I used a really, really pale blue foil, and it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. So it does absolutely work fabulous with stencils. Really, really cool. Vanessa's asking, will I use Dixie Belle top coat to seal? I probably will use Dixie Belle top coat. However, I think I'd like this in a bit of a sheen. So I don't want to knock down the brilliance of the foil. If I wanted to, I would use a matte. However, I want to keep the brilliance of the foil, and I think it would look great with just a little shine. So I'm going to use a semi on this. So it's going to have just a little bit of sheen. So I have one little section at the top that I wanted to show you guys. We're going to make a mold on the top, but let's see what our time is. Let's see. Okay. Can someone tell me how long we've been on? I want to say only like 30 minutes, but I try to keep mindful of you guys' time. So I'm wondering if I should pull this down, if we should make a mold for the top. If we do, I'm going to have to pick this bad boy up, but I'm loving how it looks. And you know what the best part of this one is? The insides are black. Insides are black. So look at that, black velvet on the inside. It might be hard to tell. 35 minutes. Thank you, Jerry Lynn. Okay, so we're gonna do something else really quick. I will show you the top. 2 minutes, Vanessa, you're so funny. 5:52, okay, close, we're getting close. Inside of the drawers, let me just show you this really quick because we're gonna use another stamp. So I painted the insides of the drawers. Why is this? Keeps moving. It's possessed. Okay, I painted the inside of the drawers, and guess what we're going to use on the inside? B, the B stamp. It's moving again. Stay still, ogre. All right. Let's see if can you guys see right here? I'm going to apply a little bit of metallic paint right over my stamp, and I did put this on a Mylar sheet. However, we're using these stamps kind of the conventional way. So if you've not used stamps before, give them a light sanding with 220 one time. You can freehand them. You can use a block. You can use a Mylar sheet for your stamps. I'm actually just gonna, with a little tiny brush, apply some paint on my stamp. Hey, Jamie, how you doing, doll? Wait till you see what we've done to this. Ooh-wee. She is pretty. Okay, you guys. Thank you guys for your shares. If you have any questions that I'm missing, pop them in the comments. You know I'm really good about going back in and answering, so. Hey, Sylvia. Yes. Barry says she put the bee stamp on the inside of some drawers. I bet it looked adorable. I love the bee stamp. So this bee is actually from the Queen Bee set, which is probably, and I know I say this a lot, but it really is. That one is one of my favorites. Just because there's so much variety in there. You get 2 different size bees, you get 2 different size crowns, you get a little bit of floral, you get some laurel leaves in there. Okay, you ready? Let's do it here. Sylvia, I'll have to show you when we do the recap. I'm trying to move this so that you can see. Okay, I think, let's put it here. So we carry these Mylar sheets in the store, and I cut them to all different sizes. Look how cute that is. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's do maybe one more up here. Maybe going in this direction. Let's do that one more time. And then we'll recap. I do want to show you the top. I used the laurel mold at the top of this, and I trimmed this whole thing out in laurel mold. And I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to put a mold, a bee mold, right where the laurel leaves meet in the middle. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay. Yes, gold metallic paint, Zanette. I could have done foil, but I thought this might be just kind of quick and easy. So let's do another one. Let's see, let me look at this for a minute straight on to see where I want it to go. And I might pull this one out. Hey, Deanna. I'm so glad you're here. Catch the replay. Yes, definitely start it from the beginning because we did some fun stuff, girl. We're definitely breaking some rules tonight. Cute. Super cute. Okay, I'm going to just wipe this off really quick. And we're going to let that dry. And I want to say we're pretty close to an hour. I am going to pull this down and I am going to show you the top because, hang on, I want you to see the top. I want you to see the molds we put on the top. They're really cool. Vanessa says, anyone else want to do this same design, but I feel you would be a copycat. Oh, you're so funny. This is your favorite? You know what? Every time we start a new project, I think, I'm loving this. This is my favorite. I have a lot of favorites though. I think this is my favorite jewelry chest. You know, a lot of the times you'll see things and then you'll get going on it and then you add your own twist to it. And that's kind of the fun thing about being inspired by different things. You know, I love when we start a new piece of furniture. I love asking you guys, what do you think about this color? Or what color would you paint this? Because you know what? And it's not like I do exactly not like I listen to what you guys say, but I actually do. Sometimes it inspires me to kind of think past that or switch it up a little bit. Okay, so let me see if that is dry enough for me to push the drawer in. So Mary's asking what's the name of the transfer. So it's the Midnight Garden transfer. And if you remember our last project when we did not the pink dresser, which is actually right here, the project before the pink dresser. So probably, let me see, we started this 1 week, 2 weeks ago. We finished up this pink dresser. The last 2 weeks we've been doing this. The 2 weeks prior were this. The project before this one, we used 3/4 of the Midnight Transfer Garden and we married it with the, what did we marry it with? Botanist Journal. And it was a white piece of furniture and it had distress stamps, it had molds. Catch the replay on that. So I used 3/4 of that stamp, 3/4 of this stamp. It was a big dresser. And so this is the leftover piece. So it really is, so all this from here out was on a dresser and then this is just the piece that was left over. So the fun thing about these is that really nothing goes to waste. Deanna says she usually starts in one direction and ends up going with something totally different. Always. Hey, my girl Jane's here. Hey, girl. How are you? I was just telling them about Jazzing Up the Junk. They need to come and join us. Crossville, Tennessee. Follow the Jazzing Up the Junk page. Antoinette says the gold foil will look great on a honky-tonk red nightstand I'm working on. Woohoo! It would look great. Let me see. How long does it take to get an order of the glue and foil? Not long. Actually, I typically, usually Monday mornings, I typically ship out the same day that I get the order in if it's early enough, like before 3. Otherwise, it goes out first thing in the morning. I ship priority, and it usually takes about 3 days. So I'm pretty quick about it. So Jen, you'll have to see what we did. We actually added foil on top of the IOD transfer right on the paintable part. So let me see. Can you see the, and I just did a little bit, girl, because I was a little scared. Maybe it wasn't going to work out so good. So I did just a little bit to see if I liked it. And I'm probably going to add more because it's pretty amazing. So look at that. Look how I outlined the leaves in foil, adhesive, and then I went ahead and transferred foil on there. So that's where we put it. And then, just to recap, you guys, we foiled our legs. So we got some sexy legs going on. And we used the distress stamp with foil adhesive and gold foil on the side. Isn't that cool? So there it is on the other side. So I still have a little bit of, I'm not really sure what's going to happen down here. Something needs to happen here. So I might go back in and add a little bit here on the trim. I don't want to get too much of this. I don't want it to take away. I mean, there's a point, like, you guys know I'm kind of over the top, but there, even for me, there's a point of like over the top and gaudy, but it will definitely have something. So I'm not sure if it's just going to be in the middle, or I might just hit these high points and throw a little bit of foil in there. Diana says, didn't I get out of the box today? I did. I really, really did. I'm loving how it looks. I am going to definitely add, I love how it really, again, you guys, I used a really, really tiny brush, and I kind of went inside the leaf, the lines of the leaves in the unpainted transfer. And I'm probably going to be putting a little bit more up towards the top. Now that I know I like it, I only did it in 3 spots, actually 4. I did it up here too. You can't tell, but now that I know I like it, I'm going to be adding just little touches. I was afraid it might pull up my transfer, and then what would I have done? I'm sure I would have figured something out. So let's see. We're probably getting really close to recapping. I am going to just put this down because I want you guys to see the top of this. So just give me a minute. Deanna says, how about stamping some of the bees in that space at the bottom? Down here, you know, I'm not sure if it'll fit, but definitely I've got a little bit of something that's going to happen here. I don't know exactly what, but I'll figure it out and definitely show you guys. All right, I'm going to put this down, and I just got to give myself a little bit of room to move and pick it up. This is so heavy. You wouldn't believe how heavy it is. Maybe some dragonflies. Jane, I used, actually it was a combination. This is the leftover piece that I had from Midnight Garden. I used 3/4 of it on my project like 2 weeks ago. And this is just the piece I had left over. And when I saw it, I thought, oh my God, it's got to go on black. Mary's asking if I seal before transfer. Absolutely. So I applied my paint. It was Dixie Belle Caviar. I did 1 coat of the Dixie Belle Flat top coat. I applied my transfer. I have not sealed it yet because I wanted to try the foil. I wanted to try the little foil in these few little places before I sealed. I will go ahead and seal it now after I get done applying my foil. And I'm gonna, this might be a little awkward, but I'm definitely gonna try and move this piece down on the floor so you can see. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. This sucker is heavy. Let me see if I move my table out of the way. All right. There's glue right there, of course. So knowing me, I'll get my whole, see here's the glue, the adhesive that we applied in the beginning, and then here's the after. But let me get it off the floor. Let me get it onto the floor, and let me do it this way. Okay. Okay, did it. Okay, you guys. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. So this is the top. I added the laurel mold right along here. Internet's, are you crushing on my supply wall? Look at that, you guys. I have everything you need and then some. I've got this fear of like running out of toys. So I'm well stocked. I've got all the new transfers, all the stamps, all the molds, some of the older ones. If you don't see, I was going to say, if you don't see something you want, I'm pretty sure I have it. So yes, this is the laurel. I've put it all around the edge. I'm going to add a bee. I think we're kind of out of time, but I'm going to add a bee right here where the 2 leaves meet. I actually did that by design. Everything else is connected to go all around the sides. I'm going to put a bee right here. We're going to do some gold, either gilding wax, or maybe I'll throw a little bit of foil on the top of that. I'm not really sure. But I will definitely zhuzh up that portion right up here. I don't think we have time to do it here, but I'm going to post pictures when it's done. And I will definitely show you guys. So what do you think? Do you like it? Yes, gold. Definitely gold is going on the laurel leaves. And there's going to be a bee right here, right in this middle section. Vanessa says she put my link. Oh, you're so awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, girls, let's recap. We did Midnight Garden Transfer down here. 2 coats of Dixie Belle paint, Midnight Garden Transfer, sandwiched between the paint sealer transfer. I used gold foil with my stamps on the sides, the distressing stamp. We have gold foil on the feet. She got some sexy feet. I don't know if you can see it. Hey, Yvette. And this is going to have gold, and this is going to have a bee stamp right there. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. I will go back in and answer them if I didn't see them during the live. Thank you for sharing, you guys, and thank you for inviting your friends. You guys are almost to 5,000 followers. Yay! I'm so excited, and I'm so blessed. To you guys who share my videos and just respond on our lives and just engage and humor me by showing up on our Sunday night shenanigans. And to those of you guys who order from me, I am so appreciative. Thank you so much for supporting my small business. I can't tell you how honored I am that you guys are here every single week. You guys are awesome. Awesome. Well, have a fabulous week. I will see you next Sunday live at 5. We're going to be starting a new furniture piece, I think. I don't know. Who knows? But I'll know by Sunday at 5. Thank you for your shares. Any questions that I've missed, pop them in the comments. And you can find products on our website, www.vintageretailtherapy.com. Okay? Have a blessed week, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.